Oh, hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. Nice to see everybody on March 2022. Lots of twos. We should go to get a lottery ticket today and pick a bunch of twos. But hello and welcome to the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. As I already said, my name is Dave Juskow. We come here every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. to have a good time with everybody around the world in the chat room. And tonight will be no exception. We have a lot of work to do, but before we do, let me just mention that the Comedy Cellar, which is the best comedy club in the country, I mean, we had Dave Chappelle doing just a random show at the Village Underground last night. And sometimes those come, everybody knows where to go if they want to do comedy, and that is the Comedy Cellar. It is in the West Village, and there's also one in Las Vegas. They have 4 rooms. There's shows every night of the week. And I will be there with our good friend Marina Franklin next Thursday night at the Fat Black Pussycat, which is also part of the Comedy Cellar. So we can all look forward to that. And greetings to all our good friends in the chat room. We're going to need you today heavily as we continue very quickly our basketball picks. Look how we did last week, but mostly, hello, Catalina from Chile. But mostly, we will be talking Oscars today, and we will be going through all of them and seeing how we do. As you know, I usually do very well with the Oscars, not today, but doing the research and really making actual bets. There's a lot of money to be made in those short films and things like that because they're plus money and no one knows, and the bookies don't know. And the guys that I used to use that were the illegal guys before they were legal in Jersey used to say, yeah, I don't know. Don't let Juskow bet. No, I can't use some of the terminology they would use, but he knows people in the entertainment business. Like that helps. But they used to be in awe. They used to use derogatory terms for people that are in the entertainment business sometimes. But that's not the important thing. Also, today it's funny. It was an extremely slow news day. Besides the obvious war, and which not that's not a slow news day, but I think it really is a slow news day because I was watching the Today Show and they didn't open with that, and normally they do open with it. And in the New York Post, which I read every Tuesday, it was on like the 10th page. So either people are just flailing in their interest of the war, which is unfortunately happens sometimes, or just it really is a slow news day. And I'll tell you how I know it's a slow news day, and I wasn't worried about it because we have so much to do today, is that on page 6, or the Cindy Adams column, who's this, very old person that I don't even think writes a column anymore. Well, I'll just tell you, years ago at another comedy club called Teatro Rising Star, I used to have a show, and I had my friend Danny Vermont down, who now writes for Bill Maher's show. And we were doing this thing about making the perfect chocolate egg cream, which those of you from out of town might not know does not have an egg in it. A chocolate egg cream is seltzer, milk, and technically Fox's U-Bet, which you could only find in Brooklyn at the time. Of course, Aunt Judy knows exactly what it is because she probably showed me, how it was made and where it was from. But they started, yeah, see, Aunt Judy remembers. A chocolate egg cream started in a store. Yeah, Sammy's Romanian. That's right, Anonymous. Had the best ones. They were good, but they didn't invent it or anything. But it was made in a candy store somewhere in Manhattan down in the Lower East Side years ago. It doesn't have eggs. Why is it called egg cream? Nobody's really sure. It could have something to do with the word ek, which could be Yiddish or something else. But I had this show called The Loft where I would have people over my apartment, like on stage, and have people over my apartment, and we would talk about stuff. And, people would stop by, Richard Belzer, Joy Behar, Chappelle, Mark Maron. They'd stop by my apartment, and then they'd do their show. It was a really fun show. And one time I had my friend Danny on. We were talking about egg creams. And I'm like, wait, so first you put the chocolate in because there's a pattern to it. Like, you have to know what to put in first. You have to, I don't know whether it's the milk or the seltzer, and it has to be stirred at the proper time. You have to drink it with a straw. There's all this pattern that makes the perfect egg cream. And there's a lot of only one person knows exactly how to do it. So we were talking about this on stage, and the audience was just so bored. And I always tell my friend Kevin about it. I'm like, oh my god, we were talking for like an hour. Like, no. So first you put in the milk, and then you put the audience was like, what is happening here? It was awful. I was making them on stage, and it was like the worst, most boring thing anyone's ever talked about. So I put it into every show I ever do all the time that when you come in kind of like a joke, when you have a movie, like for instance, in Trading Places, this woman comes in at the beginning of the scene and says, and she stepped on the ball. And, we don't know what she's talking about. And everybody laughs. Or the classic joke where you come in on a joke, which is, hey, then I said, let's get my truck and we can drive out of here, which is a classic old joke. And, you're just giving the punchline when you walk in on a joke. So I have chosen to use, if I do a movie or a sketch where it's like, so wait, first you put the milk and then the chocolate, and that's the perfect egg cream. And that's my way of saying you're coming in on the conversation. And I even put it in the Cars movie that I made. You come in on the thing because I can't help myself. I think it's a really funny way to choose that you're entering a very boring conversation that I've been talking about for hours. So first you put the milk. Let's see. Anonymous says the egg and egg cream is thought to be some of the corruption of Yiddish word meaning authentic, genuine. Actually, yes, that's right. Echt, I believe, means true, Anonymous, and that you're absolutely right. So that does have something to do with it. Anyway, today on page 6 in the Post, the woman was saying, oh, it's almost Passover, and you know what that means? It's egg cream time. And then she was talking about egg cream, but it was clearly a slow news day that she chose to talk about egg creams, that there was nothing else to report. So that's when I realized, and that's the only thing I cut out of the paper today. And I said, wow, yeah, that is that's really messed up. Yeah, well, Catalina, you would be lost right now because again, I am talking about this old-fashioned drink, but it's really delicious. Right, Anonymous. They do not have egg creams or Yiddish in Chile. That is exactly true. Catalina, but it's this really delicious drink, but it is technically a chocolate soda, and some people think it's gross, but I think it is absolutely delicious. There was two things I'm not showing slides today because we have so much to get through today, but I did put on 3 slides, and one was Naomi Osaka, who, as you know, thank you, Mike, I hate because she's just boring, and even though and apparently has all these mental health issues, and she can't handle the pressure of being a tennis player. And I don't know, I'm kind of like, wah. But apparently, last Saturday, and I remember hearing it on the sports station, she was heckled by a fan, and that's why she's making that pose in that photo. And somebody yelled out, a woman yelled out, hey, Naomi, you suck. And it ruined her game, and she lost. And we all know that if you are unfortunately going to be a famous sports personality, you kind of got to sit there and take it. It's very much like comedy. I get very uptight if somebody heckles me. And certainly I've heard that you suck multiple times, and it's hard to get out of, really hard. Like David Tell is a legendary person at taking care of a heckler like that, but something you got to deal with. You can't just sit there and mope, and then she lost the game. I don't want her to continue playing tennis, but I mean, I'm just saying, we all, it brought her to tears, and she's on a court. She doesn't have to answer back. Hey, you suck. I mean, if that's going to throw you off, if I was her opponent, I would make sure everyone was in the stands doing that. One time we hated this kid doing comedy in college, and we placed a bunch of friends around the room, and every time he had a punchline, we'd cough. It was a really mean thing to do, and we feel a little bit guilty about it now, but we were college kids, and we thought we were the funniest and the greatest, and we just placed people around the stage, around the audience, to cough instead of laugh, and it really threw him off. It was a dick move.
One time, Bobby and Keith to Voss the Underground, when Voss was on stage, after every joke Voss said, they went, "Aww."
Right, because we all like to rib each other. So when it's the other comics doing it, then you know they like you. But we hated this kid, and we did it on purpose to be dicks. But that's really fun. They did it to Voss.
Yeah, they did at the Voss of the
Oh,
Underground.
that's so funny. That is really, really funny. And of course, Voss is the perfect person, and of course, Keith and Bobby are bullies. So, but if they do mock you, it's usually a good thing. It usually means you're part of the group. So, but you got to take it. You got to take it. And people mock me all the time. Just like people like Rich Voss because he can take it and he can dish it out. And I'm usually pretty good at that too, or I try to be. Here's another picture of the number 2. Again, I like to show this, so I didn't want to miss a week. The Madrid fashion show again. I don't know what's happening. This is all, I don't know. These fashion shows must go on for the entire month. I just don't get it. So I have to show it again. And the third one I did for Catalina, who is saying, apparently this is your new president, Catalina. What's his name? I don't know. You elected Zach Galifianakis as your president because you wanted another comedian like in what's the place we're at war? Ukraine. Is that what it is? And Catalina's turning 21 in July. Now that's exciting. July 9th, Catalina's birthday. What's his name? Boric Tiap. Oh no, that doesn't mean that. But that's not the president's name. That means love, doesn't it?
I don't know.
She's talking in Spanish now. Nobody knows what she's talking about. But yes, well done hiring Zach Galifianakis as your president. That's going to work out for the Ukraine. So I don't know. Apparently, you had elections in Chile.
Oh, she was saying I love Boric. Yeah.
Boric is the guy's name.
Yeah.
It looks like it's saying I love Borat. So that's why I think we all got confused. Okay. Well, I guess why don't we go right to the basketball, which nobody cares about, but we'll do it anyway because why not? And then we're gonna do the Oscars. We'll bring in my friend Scott Gornstein to make picks with us. He knows everything. But right now, let's just get this out of the way. I'm going to share my screen, Sir Mike, with which one? This one? Oh, now I can't remember which one is which. Is this the right one? No, this is the wrong one. Hold on. I have to stop and go back.
All right.
Sorry. Oh, crap. I knew this was going to be tough. Let me try again. There's two that look exactly alike that's throwing me off. And now I don't know which one I just did. I know I'm going to pick the same one again. Let's just say it's this one. Yes. I believe this is correct. Yes. You're sharing? Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So this was our bracket. This was the bracket for the Final Four. And this is what happened last week. I know you can't see it, but things started to fill out. We're up to only 16 teams now. And these were our, as you can see, a little too much red for everybody. Not a lot of, there were a lot of upsets. I know a lot of you aren't following it. Nobody cares, but there were a lot of upsets. And Rutgers was almost there and they almost pulled it off. Notre Dame pulled it off, but whatever. Then here, as you can see in the South, look at this. The chat room almost had a perfect bracket, except for Seton Hall here in the red. The chat room killed the South, got everything right, except for one team, which would have put it to some extra points, which was very impressive. I had Tennessee going the whole way. It was a disaster. I'm not doing very well. And right, these weren't very good. But I have to say the chat room here also had North Carolina going to the Sweet 16, which is a lot of points because I believe that was a number 8 seed. So, and UCLA. So they're doing very well. However, it was Nick. Nick almost again had a perfect bracket in the Midwest. Look at that. Only missing on USC. Very impressive. And I did have Crichton and the Spiders winning, and then they both lost. But yeah, the chat room doing well, Nick doing well, and the winner is Nick. For now, Nick is ahead with 130 points, and Mike and I are tied, even though Mike had two better. See, I picked a major upset in that St. Peter's,
Right.
which gave me a couple more points. So that is that. Now I'm stopping sharing, and I have to go to another bracket so we can make our picks. Right? That's the way we have to do it, right?
Yeah.
So here's the next one. So yeah, let's just go through these real quick. These are the teams left. So very quickly, Gonzaga is playing Arkansas. You have a bulldog against a pig. Because I know we're basically doing it by mascots. We're in, right? Yeah. Okay. Sorry. I had to lower my screen so I can see the chat room too. The point system. Good question, Aaron. Right. The point system was right. That everybody got 1 point for the win, but I also gave points for the seed. So if you got a 16 seed, you got 17 points. And that's how I did it. And then the next one was 2 points. Everybody just got regular 2 points. However, I would have given more points if you did a perfect 8-9, which the chat room almost did, or if you had a perfect bracket, but that didn't happen. So yes. Yeah, I didn't even bother explaining the point system because no one cares. But Aaron, I appreciate that you do. And yes, Anonymous, I made you guys Alicia Silverstone from Clueless because why the best movie ever made. That was for this week. I'm like, I'll just put it in the basketball too. Anyway, I'm going to pick Gonzaga to try and go for it all. And I am going to pick Duke over Texas Tech, where Coach K will try and keep it going. And then between Gonzaga and Duke, I'm having a tough time. You want to see Coach K go to his Final Four? But I can't do it. They're not a good team this year. I'm going to go Gonzaga goes to the Final Four. Mike, Gonzaga and Arkansas?
Gonzaga.
Oh, I picked the wrong one. Sorry. That's this one.
Okay. And then that's who I'm going to pick for that one anyway. So, okay. And then Texas Tech. And
you're going to go Texas Tech. And you're going to go
Gonzaga.
Gonzaga. Okay. Yeah. Nick, I had breakfast with him today. He picked Arkansas and he picked Duke. And then he had Duke going to the Final Four. Scruffy Bones says Arkansas, Texas. Perfect. So does Anonymous. So we have Arkansas and Texas. And the question is, who do you guys have it going to the Final Four? Hi, David. Oh, thank you, Liz. Thank you, Liz. She says I look cute. Yeah. What do you think they're going to pick, Mike?
I think they're going to pick the pig.
I think I can. Oh, they're going to pick the pig. All right. They're going to pick the pig. Why not? Why not? And that's what we have. Okay. Next, let's just get through this. Arizona and Houston. I'll tell you something. I'm going to pick Houston. They're playing well to dethrone another number one seed. I'm going to pick Villanova here. And then I'll tell you, I'm going to pick Houston to go to the Final Four. Mike?
I'm going to go Arizona and Villanova.
Oh, did I? Oh, no, I did that right. Wait, did it? No, I messed up again. Wait, what am I doing?
Use yourself. Arizona.
I'm all confused. I'm sorry. What did I not?
You're in your second bracket. There we go.
Oh, I think the dots are all met. Oh, you know why? Because it goes this way. All right. Sorry, I messed up my own thing. So you picked Arizona and you're picking Villanova. And then what do you have going to the Final Four?
Arizona.
That's here, right. Nick is picking Houston and Villanova. So he's going with me. And then he is picking Nova to go to the Final Four. The chat room is picking Houston and Nova, right? Yeah. And who are they picking to go to the Final Four? Let's say, I'll say you guys are picking Houston. What do you think, Mike?
Sounds good.
Oh, no. Anonymous says Villanova. Okay. I'll go with Villanova then. Why do you think I'm stoned? I got two, Villanova and Houston. Well, Anonymous came out first, so
Yeah. I think
that's right.
anyway. I was going by who I think uh, Catalina would pick.
Oh, that's smart. Okay, North Carolina, UCLA. I am going to pick North Carolina. I have no problems with that. I think they're definitely going to win. And here's the upset. I mean, Purdue and St. Peter's. I'm going to pick this small school from Jersey City, which is making a name for itself. And then I'm going to pick North Carolina to go to the Final Four. Mike?
Same, North Carolina and the Peacocks.
And then?
North Carolina.
You think the dream will end for St. Peter's?
Yeah.
Yes, Nick picked St. Peter's, which is down here, right? Yes. And North Carolina. And then he picked North Carolina to go to the Final Four. The chat room is picking North Carolina and St. Peter's. We all like St. Peter's to beat Purdue. And then what do you think Catalina would pick, Mike?
I think she'd pick the Bird.
Okay. Yeah, somebody's got to. That's a heck of a story if they get to the Final Four. And finally, Kansas and Providence. Kansas usually sucks, but I don't like Providence. I will pick Kansas. And this is a tough one. Iowa State, Miami. I'm going to pick Miami, I guess. And then I'm going to pick Miami. I'm going to take a chance to go to the Final Four and beat Kansas. Mike, what do you think?
I think Kansas is going to win. I think Miami's going to win. And I think Kansas is going to win that.
Yeah, that's probably the correct thing to do. I'm picking a couple of upset actions. And Nick chose Kansas and Miami. And then he picked Kansas to go to the Final Four. I see Anonymous says Kansas and Miami also. Nobody has any faith in Iowa State. And
I think Catalina would pick the Bird.
I think she would too. All right, good. That's done. Oh, wait. That was it. Yeah. Let's go back. Right. Done. Stop sharing. And we're back. And now, yes. All right. So we got that out of the way. It seemed like an important thing. Oh, Catalina Anonymous put Miami 2017. Nice.
That's
exactly.
A cartoon bird.
We have a lot of people here from the Billy Joel podcast. Take a sec.
Sorry, Catalina said it was an ugly bird.
It is an ugly bird, but you see, she still says she chose the bird. Is Scotty here?
Yes.
Okay. So let's bring him in. Hello.
Hi.
Mr. Scott Gorenstein joining us today for our Oscar picks. He joins me every year on my podcast. Scotty, how can we find you on Instagram and Twitter?
Let's see, on Instagram at Scott Gorenstein, on Twitter.
Well, Twitter, first of all, Scotty, I mean, it's not a secret. You run I can say the Twitter of he runs this unbelievable Twitter account called Liza Outlives and is on the cutting edge of when things happen. The Post has turned to him when he tweets something that Liza has outlived, whether it be the Russian regime of the USSR or an actual celebrity. The Post, like, well, Liza outlives today, posted that. So it's very impressive. Liza
well,
outlives,
actually,
right?
Dave, today you were complaining that it was a slow news day. But it was a very big news day. And Liza Outlives had something to tweet about earlier today. Today was the day when they finally announced that And Just Like That was renewed by HBO Max.
It was? I didn't think anybody was watching.
Oh, people are watching that. Come on. Everybody loves to watch that.
Scotty,
even if they don't like it, they watch it.
Well, I watched the first episode and I was like, I don't think I want to watch the next. First of all, Scotty, you and I are about the same age.
You're older, but go ahead.
Yeah, I am older, but I'm just saying I didn't need them. I mean, how many times in that first episode they said, look, I'm 57 years old. I don't need to do this anymore. It was driving me crazy, let alone the fact when Big dies, which everybody knows already. I know it's not a spoiler alert because they made such a huge deal because of the Peloton and all the nonsense. When she's sitting there in the shower ring, I'm like, call 911. It was driving me crazy. And after that, and I saw every episode of Sex and the City, but it wasn't working for me. Are you saying it got better as it went on?
I think that there were some episodes that were better than others. I mean, the first one, maybe the first and second were definitely clunky. Listen, people are going to watch it. It's Sex and the City. People love these characters. I don't ever see anybody ever turning down, a few more episodes of Sex and the City.
I suppose you're right. I was surprised. I wasn't sure if anybody was watching it, but congratulations. Liza outlived the first season of Sex and the City. Is that if you worded it? That is big news, and I apologize for saying it was a slow news day. Marcy just wrote, I just listened to your pod from 3 or 4 years ago with Scott and Memo.
Oh, sure. Where's he tonight?
I didn't invite him.
Oh, okay.
I forgot. Well, I only have room on my poster, as you'll see, for one other guest. So,
I see.
I probably should have.
The poster. Memo can do next week.
Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know. Should we, Mike? Should we just get down to it and start making our Oscar picks?
Yeah.
Yeah, we might as well. Is everybody ready in the chat room? We have people from all over the world, Scotty, making picks with us today.
Are you putting? I have a ballot in front of me, but do you have?
I'm putting it up. I'm sharing.
Okay,
yes,
that'll make it easier for me to.
Oh yes, it will, and I put a lot of work into it. All right, Mike, I am sharing. I'm just opening with Don Corleone. Now, okay. So first of all, I will tell you that I haven't seen as many as I would have liked. Scotty, are you caught up? Yeah, nobody is. Wow. This is a very strange year. Everything's
strange
coming
year.
back,
It's not a great year either.
Well, it's not a good year, and it's still because of COVID. It's still fakakta. However, right. I do know that It's the It in the chat room has seen everything, which is very impressive. He made a point to be ready. Yeah, he said I've seen all 10 of them were good to great, but one, which one? I don't know what he's talking about, but
Nightmare Alley.
What Nightmare Alley sucks. I thought we were all in agreement about that.
Yeah, he's saying, but one.
Oh, okay, thank God. All right, I thought we were right. Yeah, Nightmare Alley was awful. Did you see that, Scotty?
No, but I will point out it's never, what we do here on the show each year. We always say what's going to win. So it's not about who deserves to win, or even that you even saw all the motion pictures itself.
Right. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So let's begin. We start with short film live action. There are 5 nominees. I'll just give you a little rundown. This Take and Run, I don't want to try and pronounce that. A bright, hard young woman in rural Kazakhstan, who dreams of attending university in the big city. However, the term ala kachu refers to the practice of kidnapping young women and forcing them into marriage. That's hilarious. The Dress, which is my favorite. A dwarf working at a Polish motel longs for her first romantic encounter. I cannot wait to see that one. That's going to be hilarious. The Long Goodbye, the film plays a dire warning against the racist nationalism that has been rising in the West in recent years. Boring. On My Mind, a man with the weight of the world on him enters a bar, orders a double, and desperately tries to record himself singing karaoke. Obviously, I like the lighter ones. And Please Hold, a pitch black satire of commercially run correctional systems. Fun times for the short film live action. Well, who do we want to win, and what do we think will win?
I don't know why you always include these categories every year. Nobody knows anything about them.
That's what's fun. That's how you make points. It's the ones nobody knows about. It's fun. I see. Okay, so I'll go first. And I'll choose, I want The Dress to win because I don't know why it's hilarious, but I'm going to choose the Take and Run. Mike?
I'm going to go with the visual pun of The Dress as well.
You're going to go with The Dress? Your microphone is getting garbled.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to go with the visual pun of The Dress as well.
Oh, okay. Smart. Okay. And Scotty?
Dave, I'm just going to follow you with Take and Run.
All right. Look, I got a little picture of you there.
Oh, thank you, sir.
And it's a very good picture, by the way.
I get photo approval next year, just so you know.
Well, I knew you would think that, so that's why I did pick a nice one of you smiling and everything. What is everybody saying in the chat room, Mike? I see a bunch of stuff.
The Dress is winning.
Really? Okay, cool. All right, I love it. Best documentary short. Just give you a little. I like to give everybody a little summary. The Queen of Basketball, compelling story of Louisa Harris, a major figure in the history of women's basketball and the first women ever drafted by an NBA team. A lot of those basketball documentaries do end up winning. Lead Me Home shines the spotlight on homelessness in major cities, including Los Angeles and San Francisco. Boring. Audible, this documentary's name is a pun for both the football term and the ability to hear. It follows a football team at Maryland School for the Deaf, focuses on one particular play and two cheerleaders. Hot. 3 songs for Benazir is set in a displaced persons camp in Afghanistan, and specifically a pair of newlyweds named Shasta and Benazir. It's not Shasta, but I like Shasta beverages. They serve those at the home my mother's in. Shasta, Scotty. Shasta beverages. That's from the 70s. When We Were Bullies, how about this idiot? Director Jay Rosenblatt looks back on a bullying incident that took place in his elementary school when he was in 5th grade and deals with his guilt and shame for the part he played in it. What an asshole. I think it's mean to go back and interview all these people when you were the problem. So I'm not picking that one. I'm either going with the deaf thing, since that's a big topic this year, or the Queen of Basketball. I don't know. Scotty, can you go first?
Well, you influenced me when you said that the basketball pictures always win. So I'm going with the Queen of Basketball. And I want to emphasize that what an asshole doing the bullies.
Right? Thank you. Okay.
It's all about me. Let's talk about me.
Right? Yes. And yes, Marcy, my mom is back at her place. My mother had a fall, as I mentioned in my podcast this week. And she is back in her place and all bloodied up, looking like Rocky in that fight. Mike, Mickey, cut me. But she's fine. She's absolutely fine. She's back to her self. I was going to be mean, but oh, damn it. I'm going to take the Queen of Basketball too, going by my logic. Mike?
I'll go with Queen of Basketball. I think that's the one I would actually watch.
What is the chat room saying?
Basketball.
All right, we're all in. It's unanimous. Best animated short. Just give you a little rundown of these nonsense things. Box Ballet, tragic comic romance between a lumpy-faced boxer and a lanky ballerina. That sounds like fun. Robin, it's a musical. Family of mice adopt an abandoned robin hatchling. Affairs of the Heart, this British animator continues her series on working-class heroine Beryl as she takes viewers on a whimsical tour of an eccentric extended family. Are we supposed to know who this Beryl is, Scotty?
Nope.
And of course, for Catalina, Bestia is a Chilean movie. The film follows a secret police agent and her German shepherd dog in the military dictatorship of Chile. The Windshield Wiper, this lyrical romance weaves musings on the nature of love, over gorgeous scenes of missed and found connections. I don't know. I'm gonna go with this Box Ballet, for no reason.
I'm going to go with Robin, because there are a lot of Robin Roberts fans out there, and people will get confused.
You talking about the woman from Good Day America?
Good Morning America.
Good Morning America. That's
Yes.
funny. Mike?
I'm going to go with Bestia.
Ooh, you're going to go with Catalina.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think because the voters will also just be confused.
What do you mean they'll be confused?
They're just going to pick the one that they think is good for them, not the one that... Not going to watch any of those guys.
Should we pick the audience? Should we pick Bestia for Catalina? Mike?
Yes.
Oh, see, she even says you're great, so we have to. Okay. Best international feature. This is interesting because a lot of these are nominated later on as well. So even though now they call it international feature, what's the difference? They call it foreign film. This Drive My Car is also nominated for Best Picture.
Right.
It's 3 hours long, even though I want to see it. The film chronicles a theater director's grief as he processes the loss of his wife while adopting a multilingual production of Chekhov's Uncle Vanya during a residency in Hiroshima. It sounds like a blurb I would say. I'm like, that's hilarious. I think I did a show like that where we had it in the information booth where it says, this character is trying to put together his time machine, but he also has to put on a performance of the Mikado. So I like that kind of stuff. Does Drive My Car. Flea is nominated for a whole bunch of stuff. I think it's half animated and maybe have to piece together from animation and archival footage. The director allows a man named Amin Nawabi to tell his life story for the first time by creating a memoir in the form of a film that tells his story of how he left Afghanistan to take refuge in Copenhagen. Boring. The Hand of God, the coming-of-age film, follows a teenage boy growing up in the 80s Naples, whose outlook of life abruptly changes when tragedy strikes his family. Looks like a cute kid, Scotty. Looks a little like your boy.
Oh, come on! You know, I was working up a line. I'll use the line as soon as you're done.
Luana, a yak in the classroom, a slice of life look at a man who dreams of moving to Australia to become a singer, but must take a job teaching in a remote town called Luana in northern Bhutan. And apparently there is a yak in the background of that picture. And The Worst Person in the World, I guess it's a comedy, set in Oslo, follows the quarter-life crisis of a young woman named Julie who is simply trying to figure out her shit out in her career and love. I am going to pick this Drive My Car because a lot of times when something is nominated for Best Picture and Best Foreign Film, it tends to win. So,
you know, well, doesn't that Hand of God movie remind you of another film, Dave? I'm trying to think of another movie of coming of age film set in Italy.
Are you talking about that one with the cannibal and Timothée Chalamet?
The cannibal.
Is that the one you're talking about? What was the name of that?
Well, that was the line I was working on. So, okay.
Wait, what was the name of that movie?
Call Me by Your Name.
Oh,
David.
Call Me by Your Name. Oh, I could not sit through that. Apparently, I'm not gay.
That's not true. You know it. I'm going to go with, well, okay. So you're taking Drive My Car because it was also nominated for Best Picture, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to go with The Worst Person in the World because it's a bit more conventional than Drive My Car.
Very impressive. Very impressive. I did not see that coming. I am looking forward to seeing that movie. That looks like fun. And I think that girl's kind of sexy. So that's how I judge movies, as everybody knows. Mike, what do you think?
Very sexy. Yeah.
Drive My Car.
I think that's the right move. And what is the audience saying? I see Marilyn, who's joining us today for the first time. Hello, Marilyn.
Marilyn and Judith say Flea.
Yeah, let's go with that. Catalina, what movie are you saying is beautiful? Oh, she's saying Call Me by Your Name. Yeah, well, sure, whatever. Scotty doesn't like when I make fun of it, so let's move on. Best documentary feature. Just these are the final ones we'll be telling you. Ascension is it's won the Tribeca Film Festival. It interrogates capitalism and consumerism in contemporary China, something like that. Attica explores the 1971 uprising at the Attica Correctional Facility, one of the largest prison riots in American history. Flea, we already spoke about, which is amazing that it's also nominated for Best Foreign Film and Documentary. I don't think I've ever seen that before. The Summer of Soul is actually made by Questlove in his filmmaking debut, which I didn't know, about the Harlem Cultural Festival, as they call the Black Woodstock, a free concert series that was held the summer of '69, attended by 300,000 people. And there's some never-before-seen footage with Stevie Wonder and a couple other people. And Writing with Fire, what'd you say, Scotty?
Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen any of these.
Oh, okay.
And Writing with Fire sounds actually kind of interesting. It won 2 awards in Sundance. It's the first Indian feature documentary to be nominated for an Oscar. The film chronicles the female-run newspaper as the journalists, all women from India's female newspaper. That sounds like fun. I don't know. Sounds interesting. Have to take into the fact of Questlove, and you must take in black consideration, because as racist as that sounds, it is a thing. Oscar voters feel very guilty. My Aunt Judy says, Attica, I visited you there. How dare you? I don't know, Scotty. I need you to go first on this.
Oh, this is a slam dunk for Summer of Soul. Very interesting tidbit about this film is that it took place, I believe, in northern Central Park, and on the exact same weekend that Woodstock was happening.
Oh, it was the exact same weekend.
Exact same weekend. It is mind-blowing to think that these two things were only 100 miles away. I can't imagine that there were 300,000 people.
I know that doesn't make any sense
sounds
either.
Weird. Although maybe they're just over there. I thought it was just one day, but that doesn't sound right either. So maybe it was 300,000 people over the course of the week.
Oh, of course, that makes sense. That makes
David,
a lot more
I'm
sense.
telling you, unbelievable. You've got to see it. Plus,
all right,
that movie's been much more accessible than the other, so more people have seen it.
Well, it's Questlove too, so then it all of a sudden becomes popular. Mike,
I'm gonna go with Attica.
Oh, nice. I like it. Yeah, that looks like a fun movie. I guess it was 71, and I remember in Saturday Night Fever, John Travolta's going to his grandmother, Attica, when he's in his underwear. How hot is that? Sorry. That came out of nowhere. What is the audience picking? Oh, Aaron says Summer of Soul is incredible. You saw it, huh?
I think Summer of Soul is the one being picked the most.
All right, let's go with it. And he says, Scotty says it's a slam dunk.
It is.
I listen to what Scotty says.
Okay.
No offense to Aunt Judy picking Flea. Best original song. Now, you got Billie Eilish, No Time to Die. I love James Bond, and I like Billie Eilish, but that song did not fit that movie. But hard to say. You have Lin-Manuel, this Encanto, which apparently every child seems to like as much as Frozen. I've never heard of it, but I've never seen it. King Richard, Beyonce. Diane Warren, a living legend of musical history, never won an Oscar.
Never wins, Dave. You know that.
What?
She never wins. You know that.
Never wins, right. She's the Susan Lucci of the Oscars, and she has written some of the songs you all know for years. Rock songs, movie songs, everything. And then Van Morrison for Belfast. I didn't even know he was still alive. That could be an upset. I'm going to go with Beyonce. I don't know how anybody would pick against Beyonce. I don't know if I want her to win, but I'm just saying everybody loves Beyonce. So,
okay, I'm going to go with Lin-Manuel Miranda for El Canto. That soundtrack was #1 on the pop charts for a little while, so everyone knows it. It's also a big studio movie behind it. Is that Disney, I guess?
I think it is Disney. It is.
That's Disney. So there's going to be a lot of mojo behind that one.
No Herb Albert, right? Mike?
I'll go with Billie Eilish, just to be different.
Nice.
I also heard that they didn't pick the song everyone liked for Encanto.
Like when we get... I see. Right. I'm sorry. These are you're saying that Dos Oreguatis or whatever. Sorry, Catalina. You're saying that there's a better song on it that they should have picked?
There was a more popular song than everyone. I think it's the Bruno song.
Okay.
What is everybody picking? Who said they didn't see the Bond movie? I can't see that, Mike.
Oh, Catalina.
Oh, Catalina, yeah. Well, let me tell you something. The Bond movie, if you're older and you love Bond, it's a little depressing. I mean, I was very upset with it. Most of the guys my age were upset with the way it was handled, but still, I'll see it again. I see all Bond movies a dozen times. Yeah, thank you, Catalina. She likes when I speak Spanish. What are they picking, Mike? I can't tell.
It looks like Beyonce.
How can you not? Although you really want to go with whatever Scotty says, really, if you're trying to make money.
No, I don't.
Scotty, you're the best. Everybody knows it.
That's true, but that's
best original score. We finally come up to Scotty's favorite person in the entire world, Timothée Chalamet. Yeah. We have the always reliable Hans Zimmer, whoever these other folks are. Encanto, The Power of the Dog, Parallel Mothers, which nobody's heard of, but is nominated because of Penelope Cruz. And of course, Don't Look Up, which I don't remember the score of that at all. It's just a good movie. Scotty, why don't you go first on this one? I have no idea.
Dave, the score to Dune was the second best thing in
Scotty, if you're only going to pick Timothée Chalamet related films, why don't we just stop right now?
Dave, I will see you next year. When Timothy will be nominated for various other movies. This is 100%.
Look, Catalina likes you, Scotty. That's a big deal.
Hans Zimmer all the way. Wait, have you seen it?
Dune?
Yeah.
No, because I was burned by the 80s version, which was so boring. So do you recommend it?
I recommend seeing Dune if you're into this type of motion picture in a very, very large theater with an incredible sound system. I did. Because I want to see Timothy on the big screen.
Right,
and
of course.
The score makes this movie other than Timothy. 100%. It's amazing.
Okay. So you're going to pick Dune.
Yeah.
All right. Mike?
Dune is the one I like the most, but I think they're going to vote for Encanto as a whole.
See, I don't know if I can go with Scotty in this one because he's, biased. So, oh, darn.
It's Hans Zimmer, Dave. Come on.
Does he win a lot, though? Isn't he one of those nominated guys that never wins?
I don't know. He has.
You know what? I'm going to pick this. I'm going to go with you, Mike, on this one. Jermaine Franco. What's the audience saying? I see a Don't Look Up. Are there other ones? Wait, she keeps saying Be Alive. I don't know what she's talking about, Aunt Judy.
I don't know. There's two Don't Look Ups.
Two Don't Look Ups. Let's pick that one.
And then two Power of the Dogs.
We'll go with the Don't Look Up to be different. Best visual effects. Scotty, I assume you're going to pick Dune. You are, aren't you?
Well, this is an interesting one. This is where they could give it to Spider-Man or No Time to Die or even Shang-Chi because all those movies made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Dune did too. You go first. I need to think about this.
I'm going to pick Spider-Man because I love Spider-Man and I always want a movie like that to win. They never seem to give it to James Bond. I'm going to go with Spider-Man in this one. And,
oh, boy. I'm going to go with you too. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, why not? And Mike?
I don't know. I thought Spider-Man and Shang-Chi would kind of cancel each other out. Also, they didn't do anything special past what the other Marvel movies have done.
Interesting.
I thought Dune was really impressive visually with everything that they did. They really made the color gray not seem boring. So I'm gonna go with that one. Free Guy was just a little all over the place.
I'm looking forward to seeing that though. That looks like fun. Was it?
Oh yeah, it's a fun movie. But I just mean like the special effects are just like,
yeah,
they're not special when it's just like the same.
I don't even know that movie. What's Free Guy?
That's the one with Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, that's Ryan Reynolds. Okay, I do know.
Mike, what is the audience saying? I see Free Guy, see No Time to Die.
Catalina says Dune. Anonymous says No Time to Die.
So we have...
And Judy says Spider-Man. Cinematography says Free Guy. No one's agreeing yet. So.
Let's go with the Free Guy for the audience. Or should we go with No Time to Die? Let's go with that. Let's say they give it to James Bond, finally. Best sound. I mean, Scotty, with what you were saying, it sounds like Dune. Dune, yeah?
Absolutely.
I agree.
You agree? All right, I'll go with it too. That's right, Catalina. Scattered all over the place. Let's wait for the chat room to come in since we have plenty of time. And what is he saying? Oh, he's saying it's saying Dune?
Yeah.
Who likes Daniel Craig? Who is that? Why can't I see it? I don't want to move the screen, so I get nervous. I love Daniel Craig. He was really terrific as a James Bond, but nothing beats that first movie, Casino Royale. I see a Belfast and a Dune. 2
Dunes, or 1 for a bunch of other ones.
I'm going to go with Dune. I don't think Belfast wins Best Sound. I'm going to go unanimous. Unanimous. I'm thinking of anonymous and unanimous at the same time. Best makeup and hairstyling, everybody's favorite. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going with Coming to America. I love that movie, and I think they do amazing stuff in that. I'm all in. Coming to America. I wanted to win something. I loved that movie. I'm the only person ever that liked that movie. I've seen it 3 times already. I'm an idiot.
I don't understand you liking that movie. It wasn't any good.
I loved it. I don't know why. I thought it was great.
Okay,
it did have great makeup and hair.
What did you say, Mike?
It also did have great makeup and hair.
Yeah, exactly. But when that Peaches and whatever that other woman's name, when they came on stage, I haven't laughed that hard in a long, long time. Was it Peaches and? It's not Peaches and Cream, is it?
No, it was
the two girls. My name is Peaches. I am the best. When they came on, that made the whole movie for me. They seem to check all the boxes, so I don't know. I loved it. Anyway, Scotty, what were you saying?
So I'm gonna go with The Eyes of Tammy Faye because later on I'm going to give it to Jessica Chastain, and I think that's sort of one in the same.
I see the audience picking completely in Tammy Faye as well.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mike.
I'm gonna go with House of Gucci.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
That's the other one I would have chosen.
That just looks like no fun. Coming to America. I mean, look at the poster alone. It's all the same person. How is that?
It's not an Oscar movie, though. You know what I
How
mean?
dare you? I'm sorry. Best film editing. This is an interesting one. We have Dune, Power of the Dog, Tick Tick Boom, King Richard, and Don't Look Up. There's no way King Richard wins. Dune, I say it's up to Dune or the Power of the Dog. I'm going to easily go with the Power of the Dog. I haven't seen it. I don't care. Apparently everybody's into this movie. I'm hoping, as you know, Jane, how do you pronounce her name?
Campion.
I'm hoping Jane Campion gets canceled and everybody ruins her because she deserves it. So, Scotty, what do you think?
Timothée Chalamet is in Dune. I'll go with Dune.
Oh my God, I knew this was going to happen. Okay, Mike.
I'm gonna go with Dune. I actually don't. I think Power of the Dog is a movie that is fake good.
That's what it seems like everybody's saying. Aaron,
it's like a movie
100%.
that's supposed to be good, but they're making a movie about it. Like it's like a movie in a movie. It's like a parody of itself.
Yeah, that's what everybody's saying. People hate it, and of course, if Sam Elliott, the guy we look up to, says it's horrible, then you got to believe him.
I see it came after Sam Elliott. So.
Sam Elliott doesn't like it because he thinks it's too gay. So
yeah, well,
that's what she said. What he didn't like is that they were too dumb. That's what he actually said in the interview. He said they were too he hated that Cumberbatch was wearing chaps in bed, and then stuff like that. So.
Yeah, he's saying that's not what a real cowboy would do. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I don't know whether straight guys would like it. I guess I don't know because Catalina just said her dad hated it too. So
because he didn't call them gay, he said they were too much like Chippendales dancers, which he construed to be as a gay.
Well, now hold on a second.
Right,
I might like a movie like that.
What
are you saying? It's like Magic Mike in the Old West.
No, come on. He was calling Power of the Dog way too sensitive. He was using a lot of code. He was calling.
You don't understand, Scotty. Sam Elliott is the manliest of all men, so we listen to him. Dave Attell used to have a joke about Sam Elliott that he's so manly he could beat up 7 guys at once and still teach a woman how to love. And I live by that credo. What is the audience picking, Michael?
I haven't really seen anything yet, actually.
I've seen a couple of where Scruffy Bones, were you supposed to wear your chaps? I was going to wear my assless chaps today.
Well, I also think Benedict in that scene, isn't he extremely drunk? So doesn't he just pass out?
I don't know. I don't think I can see. I see a lot of King Richards. I'm going to go with King Richards. I've seen that twice. King both from Anonymous, but yeah, Brian, Paul Lynn's in the house. Can't help it.
I would definitely see a Paul Lynn cowboy movie myself, actually.
Right? I can understand why I'm not more successful.
Dave, many people don't know that King Richard, the editor there, that's Pamela Sue Martin, years
Shut up!
Ago.
It's Nancy Drew? Oh, you're joking. Wait. You're joking.
Only because I knew you would get the reference.
Oh, of course I got the reference. I had such a crush on her. I might still to this day. She's also in the Poseidon Adventure looking so hot. And Judy, nobody knows Paul Lynn. That is the gag. That's what makes it funny when somebody does. It's awesome. Best costume design. Dune again. Cruella, Nightmare Alley, West Side Story, and Cyrano. We know Scotty. I should have just picked Dune, or
no. I'm actually going to go with West Side Story. It's such a visual movie. The colors pop all over the place. That's what people are going to be thinking when they get that when they vote in this category.
Interesting. Yeah, Dune costumes. No, Cyrano don't care. Cruella stupid. You know what? West Side Story makes sense. Nightmare Alley, you're putting people in 40 stuff. Everybody's done that 100 times. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. Aaron says Paul Lynn cowboy movie for the win. You got that right. Marcy says she agrees with West Side Story. So we'll go with that. Mike, what do you think?
I think Cruella.
Ooh, nice. I love when somebody picks different. Best cinematography. Right. Dune, Nightmare Alley, Power of the Dog, The Tragedy of Macbeth. That ain't winning. West Side Story, because isn't that didn't Denzel Washington direct that?
No, that's the Coen brothers.
The Tragedy of Macbeth?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Denzel Washington directed it.
No.
Best cinematography. Because of its, I'm going to go with Power of the Dog. Look, I don't want it to win. I'm just saying I think it's going to win. I don't know why. Scotty, what do you think?
I think they're going to want to throw Spielberg a bone right here.
I was thinking
so
that
they
too.
give it to West Side Story.
You know, I was also thinking I didn't like Nightmare Alley, but it was shot beautifully.
Right.
It was really, really pretty. I don't know. I might change my bet. Mike, what do you think?
I haven't seen Nightmare Alley or Macbeth.
Well, none of
I'm
us
going to
have
go
seen
with West Side Story because I don't think they gave it to Dune for this one.
And what is I see a bunch? I see Macbeths. I see Power of the Dog, of course, and but I see a bunch of Macbeths. Should I go there? I see a Dune, of course. That's so obvious. Should I pick Macbeth for the audience, Mike?
Yeah.
I saw two of them. Best production design. I don't even know what that is. All right, and that one I'll go with Nightmare Alley. It really is pretty. It's really pretty. Scotty, what are you thinking in this one?
Dune.
Mike? I think Dune as well. I have a feeling they might give it to West Side Story, but I think Dune.
Mike, because of Timothée Chalamet, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I see Anonymous and Aunt Judy and Marilyn saying Power of the Dog, but they could be talking about the last one, but I'll pick it anyway for production design. Let's move on to something more exciting. Best animated feature. See, Flea again. I don't know. See, it's nominated for a bunch of stuff. The Mitchells versus the Machines. Is that about trans, Scotty? Do you know about that one?
No.
Something trans?
It's not. It's about a girl going to live in college and about social media. It's actually really, really good.
Oh.
But it came out during the pandemic, so no one saw it.
Oh. Luca is, of course, the Pixar thing that always seems to win this. Ray and the Last Dragon, haven't heard of it. And Encanto seems like a sure thing, no?
I think so as well.
Catalina, what did you love? What is she saying she loved? What'd she see? Well, I'll go with this.
I think she's got Encanto, but
what'd she say? Encanto, yeah. See, Flea, because it's nominated for best documentary, and wasn't it also for best foreign film?
Mm-hmm.
See, it's tough. Encanto makes some.
Oh,
I'm going to go with Flea on this one. I'm going to go with Flea.
She was saying it about this one.
Oh, she saw Mitchell and the Machines. Oh, Catalina liked it too, Scotty. Now you got a friend for life.
I'm going with Pixar as always, like you said, Luca.
Right. Mike?
I'm going to go with Encanto. I think Mitchell should win, but no one watched it. No one saw Raya either.
Right.
Or really Luca for that matter.
Right. So smart. And what is the audience going with?
Encanto. Well, a long shot.
Well, Catalina even watched it with her dog and said he really liked it a lot too. So that's interesting. You know, it's made for that.
I think Mitchell is the best movie on that list right there.
Yeah, I got to check that out. I want to check out all this stuff. I just feel like I should always be doing my time better, but I never do. I just watch episodes of The Big Bang Theory where I could be watching movies. I'm an idiot. It comes from upbringing. Parents were idiots too. Best adapted screenplay. We have Dune. We have Drive My Car, Power of the Dog, Lost Daughter, Maggie Gyllenhaal. What? And then this Coda, which was the only one I saw, which was terrific. Best adapted screenplay. Scotty, I need you to go first on this one. I need some insight.
Well, it depends. You know, later on when we get to Best Director, are they giving it to Jane Campion? You know, so this is where they go, I'm not going to give the Jane Campion for Best Director, so I'm going to give it to her for Best Adapted Screenplay. However, this year they probably are giving it to her, so therefore I'm going to give it to Maggie Gyllenhaal.
You think that they're going to give it to her after what she said about the Williams sisters? You think they're not going to take that into consideration, that could be problematic since the Oscars have a lot of racial issues?
I think that she got in front of that awkward statement so quickly, and
I think she should be canceled immediately because
No,
that's what would happen to most
there
people.
was no blowback whatsoever.
That's so
That
annoying.
was a 20-second controversy,
And it shouldn't be that way if everybody's getting canceled on a dime like that. Thank you so much, everybody. All right, you're going with Maggie Gyllenhaal, which is well, you know what?
Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. People like when somebody, an actress, does something like that. Damn, Catalina said she couldn't finish it. See, now you're putting it into my. You know what? I'm going to pick that one too. They love when it's like that Ben Affleck, the Matt Damon one. They love when somebody does something like that. That's interesting. Mike, what do you think?
They're probably going to give it to either her or Power of the Dog. So I'll go Power of the Dog just to be different.
Yep. Hello, Angela. Never too late. And what is the audience saying? I see a bunch of stuff. See, Aunt Judy said Coda and Marilyn.
Let's go with Coda with them.
Okay, good. Because I have no problems with that. Coda was, well, it's the only one I saw, and it was terrific. Scott, did you see Coda?
Yes, I did.
Did you like it?
No.
Interesting. My friend Vincent felt similar. It's funny. I thought it was great. Maybe I just thought that girl was attractive. Like I said, that's the way I vote. Best original screenplay, you got Kenneth Branagh. Here we go again. If you want to give it to, a guy that does something like that. Don't Look Up. I thought that screenplay was amazing. Licorice Pizza, everybody's talking about. King Richard, I Can't Imagine, wins. And apparently This Worst Person in the World is supposed to be very good. I don't know. I could see them giving it to Licorice Pizza. People seem to really like that, but I could also see them giving it to Kenneth Branagh. Scotty, can you go first again?
Adam McKay and David Serrata for Don't Look Up.
All right, if you're going there, so am I.
Hollywood's going to embrace the idea that the movie is actually about global warming.
It's so good. It's such a good movie. Mike, what do you think? Shut up.
Licorice Pizza.
That's probably a good choice. What's the audience saying? They're all saying Licorice Pizza. I see that.
Yeah, more of them are saying that.
I got to know why you didn't like. Actually, why don't you just tell me, why didn't you like Don't Look Up?
Oh my God. I couldn't believe how bad it was. I haven't seen it since Christmas, so it's not
really. I loved it.
I watched it. When as soon as it came on.
I thought it was very entertaining.
Oh, that was terrible.
Best supporting actress. Now we're getting to the meat.
Okay.
You got the West Side Story.
I have some thoughts here.
Who?
I have some thoughts.
Oh yeah. You got King Richard. Somebody I can't pronounce half of these names. Kirsten Dunst. Spider-Man girl. Just this horrible lost daughter. I put a little picture because see, all these people just look like they're acting so bad that it bothers the hell out of me. So this girl, Jessie Buckley in The Lost Daughter, looks like Parker Posey in For Your Consideration in the movie Home for Purim. And I'm like, this is such an obvious Oscar pose. I can't choose that one. Okay. And Kirsten Dunst too. Like, look, this is my Oscar face. I don't know, Scotty. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Well, I think all the money is on Ariana DeBose. She's won most of the awards already. However, I think whenever we see an upset on the Oscars, it's in this category. I'm going to go with, therefore, they're going to give it to Kirsten Dunst, and it's going to be a career award. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, listen, I would give her that award if we were talking about Bring It On, but in this movie, not so much. She was brilliant in Bring It On. I know what you're talking about. This is an upset category. You're right. Meanwhile, look at Judi Dench. I mean, I know she wins all the time and stuff, but she looks amazing. She looks like she's actually acting. The other ones look like they went to the Central Casting of Acting School or whatever.
You're going by a photo by
yes,
saying?
That's right. That's the way I judge. And quite frankly, I think that's the way most voters judge too, because they're idiots. You know, half those people haven't seen any of the movies who vote. Mike, what are you thinking?
I would vote for Judi Dench, but I think Antoine is going to win.
Dave, why are you having trouble with this category?
I don't know. because I'm thinking what you're thinking, and I'm thinking sometimes they get all like, I have to pick a black person, but I guess if we pick a Hispanic person, I'll just go with this West Side Story lady. And I'm not. I mean, that's a fact. So they get all full of themselves in the sense like, well, we have to pick this not because it's the best actor. Mike.
Ooh,
you already picked. What's
yeah.
the audience saying? I'm sorry.
I think they're saying Andrew as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best supporting actor. I never heard of any of these people except for J.K. Simmons. Never heard of one actor except for J.K. Simmons. Again, if you want to go the Spider-Man route, you pick Kirsten Dunst and J.K. Simmons, and you're doing all right for yourself.
Dave, of course you know just Jesse Plemons from Breaking Bad. Come on.
Oh, I've never seen Breaking Bad. Sorry, did I just lose everybody? Is everybody cutting out now? Are we still on? Is this? I have no idea what to pick here. All these people stink. I want to pick J.K. Simmons, but if you're playing Fred Mertz, they're not winning. He should be. And all these people are probably horrible. That guy in Coda was okay, but who gives a crap? I don't know, Scotty. I have no idea what would win here.
This is the category where they get to honor Coda, so I'm going to give it to Troy Kotzer.
They do love. He's actually deaf, right?
What was that, Dave?
He's actually deaf, right?
What?
Damn it! I fell for it completely. Son of a. Nicely done. It'll be crazy if he wins, just the way Marlee Matlin won for that. So they do love giving those kind of things.
Well,
away.
The Marlee Matlin all those years ago, that was a much bigger film. That was a much bigger category. That was Best Actress. She
was great in this, though. She is a good actress. I don't.
Marlee became a star from that. You know what I mean?
And she's been working ever since. I don't see this guy ever working again. Look, this is a scary version of Timothy Chalamet. I'm surprised you didn't pick him. Looks like you're time. Shit, I don't know. Mike, what are you going to pick?
I'm going to go with Troy Kotzer.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to go with this idiot. I don't know why. I got no reason. He looks like a douchebag that would win for some reason when somebody else probably should. I'm still mad about what they did to Sylvester Stallone a couple years ago when he should have won for Creed. What's the audience picking, Mike? I can't tell.
Looks like Coda.
Okay. And now,
but Dave, you're absolutely right about the Sylvester Stallone thing, and that's what we were talking about the upset, because we really did think Sylvester was going to win.
He should have won, not a British actor. You give it to an American actor who invented his own character. God damn it, I'm still angry about that. That idiot who won makes me so angry. I'll never watch a movie he's in again. And then he's just sitting there taking the award. He's a British guy. He's winning the American award. You give it to Sly Stallone. He's the man. See, now this is where you know all the supporting actors in 1973, not like the crap we just went through. I mean, who the hell are these people?
Well, come on. Let's acknowledge who won here.
Well, yeah, I know. Well, I was going to first, before you say anything.
Go ahead.
Well, now you've ruined it because now they're going to know. I was wondering, Mike, do you know who won this?
I'm guessing Eddie Albert or Joel Grey.
Scotty, you ruined the gag. I was seeing if anybody knew. It's like you have Al Pacino, James Caan, Robert Duvall from The Godfather, Eddie Albert from, what is it, the remake that the Heartbreak Kid, and Joel Grey from Cabaret, and everybody got canceled out. And of course, Joel Grey won it.
Thank goodness.
I think Joel Grey is I can see that.
Thank God.
Yeah, you can see it, but I mean, you're talking about The Godfather. I mean, these guys, James Caan should have probably won, or Al Pacino, but they all canceled each other out. Joel Grey won.
I don't even think that's true. I think I could see it being very even with all four of those guys.
Well, Cabaret's not on every day the way The Godfather is, so I know you love it, Scotty. But remember, Scotty was rewarded. Liza won it all as well.
Again, I say this every year. I cannot even imagine what my life would be like if she hadn't won. It has meant the world to me. And I have held that Oscar in my hands and wept. And I wish I could tell you I was kidding. I'm not.
No, I know you're not kidding. I know you did. God, if you've ever seen Scotty's apartment in the 90s, it was a shrine.
In the 90s, if I were to turn this computer at all, it's the same.
Well, I was talking about when you lived in the West Village. I haven't seen your
Yeah.
new place.
Oh, I
So
thought you'd been here.
no, I'd never been there. So his old place, I used to bring people there to see it for themselves. The Shrine. I brought Sarah Silverman there once. I'm like, you got to see this place. It's unbelievable. And she's like, I think he likes Liza. And I'm like,
I
yes.
love Liza.
All right, best actress. You said you were picking Jessica Chastain, I believe. We have. Jessica
real quick, Dave. I was going to say Bill Gray was the only one who did the Muppet Show. So that's probably why he won.
James Caan didn't do the Muppet Show.
Not that year.
Oh, not that year. Smart.
You know who else did the Muppet Show? Liza Minnelli.
Okay. Liza Minnelli,
Yep.
yes, and she was great on it too.
She did a very special episode. They did the story of the Copacabana at the Copacabana.
How's that a special episode?
It was like the entire episode. It was like the one.
We talk about that song all the time in the Billy Joel podcast
movie.
because we try to explain how popular it was and how Billy Joel songs couldn't go higher because Copacabana was so huge. So huge. So we have Jessica Chastain, who is due for an Oscar in the eyes of Tammy Faye, which I've never seen. Penelope Cruz already won an Oscar for a Woody Allen movie, with this Parallel Mothers, which no one's seen. Olivia Colman, who won a couple of years ago in an upset for The Lost Daughter. Kristen Stewart, who I still think is way hot for a movie that I don't think anybody has seen either, Spencer, about Princess Diana. And Nicole Kidman, who shouldn't even be nominated. Now, she did a good job, but this movie sucks. And she shouldn't have been playing Lucille Ball. It's an embarrassment to everybody that lives in this country. So there's no way she's winning. If she wins, that's just pathetic. So, Scotty, you are saying Jessica Chastain, it's her time?
This is a hard one because it's coming down to Jessica Chastain, who's won a lot of the awards already, who absolutely deserves to be an Academy Award actress. She's one of our finest actresses. Kristen Stewart got incredible momentum. If I say that, what do you think? If I say that it's between the two of those, Dave, what do you think?
I think Jessica Chastain wins because she has a body of work behind her.
You don't think Kristen Stewart?
No, she has a body of work, but it's not a body of Oscar work. She's still from the Twilight movies and Charlie's Angels and stuff like that. I say this is a foray into getting her to that place. But Jessica Chastain.
Put me down for Jessica Chastain.
I'm going to do Jessica Chastain too.
Yeah.
And I say it's it's a good performance that nobody's seen, but it's also a body of work Oscar, which they do give out. Angela, you're crazy. Being the Carters was awful. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. I was just saying it was just so. We had a guy on our Billy Joel podcast, this guy Scott Aukerman, who does Comedy Bang Bang, and he was explaining that, the guy who wrote it, who's the guy that does The West Wing, Aaron Sorkin. He knows nothing about comedy, and that scene where she's like going in her head of how this should be framed looks stupid. And I don't know, Mike, what do you think?
I think Jessica Chastain. They seem to be going with Kristen Stewart in the chat.
Okay, I have no problems with that. Kristen Stewart's so pretty. I just think she's so pretty. But I've always thought her acting was I didn't care about her acting. I just think she's always like, eh. So I've never seen this. So maybe she is really good. But I do think it's Jessica Chastain. Angela's like, meet me at the flagpole at 2 p.m. Just Gal. Yeah, well, Catalina, of course you're like. I mean, Penelope is gorgeous. I mean, just gorgeous. But that's a movie no one's seen, and she's already won. This looks awful too. Best actor. Why is Being the Ricardos in all this stuff? It's not that good a movie. I love Javier Bardem, and he was amazing in the movie. I mean, he was great playing Desi Arnaz. You got Will Smith and King Richard, Benedict Cumberbatch, Power of the Dog, Andrew Garfield out of nowhere, and Tick, Tick, Boom. I'm sick of him. Everybody likes Denzel Washington, who I think is the most overrated actor of all time, and Javier Bardem, who I love very much. I have no idea. My guess is Will Smith gets. I'm going to say Will Smith. Scotty, what do you think?
I'm not hesitating for a moment. This is their time to finally pay back Will Smith for all of the billions of dollars he's made them over the years.
Excellent point. Excellent. Mike, what do you think?
I agree with that. Will Smith as well.
I like what Catalina's saying. She's like, Cumberbatch because he's hot. I'm doing a Just Scout pick here. Exactly. That is the way I choose. Is that what everybody's saying? Scruffy Bone's saying Joel Gray.
They're all saying Will Smith.
Oh, they're all
That's
saying
great.
Will Smith. Okay.
Yeah.
We're not going based on Catalina's handsome pick. So yeah, it's unanimous then. Best director. That idiot, Jane Campion. Steven Spielberg for West Side Story. I believe an honorary nomination. I couldn't care less. I never want to see that movie. Kenneth Branagh. Everybody loves him. I don't know how that movie is, but I think it's an autobiographical movie. I put the funny picture of him in the mustache because it's that has nothing to do with the movie. And I put a very young Steven Spielberg, the way we like to remember him, not all the crap he's put out over the years. Paul Thomas Anderson, people seem to love that Licorice Pizza, which I've never seen. And this guy, Rushaka Hamakati, for Drive My Car, he could pull it off. Didn't the guy Scotty win for that South Korean movie Parasite? Didn't he win Best Director when it won it all?
Was that him?
No, I was just talking about that. A South Korean had won it when it's like should have been all these other people. Like that film swept, and that was Best Foreign Film. It was Best Picture, and I thought the Best Director too. I can't remember. His name is Bon Chan something.
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
Scotty, what do you think? You're thinking Jane Campion, right?
Wouldn't it be fun if Spielberg won?
It would be fun, but I guess I don't know. He's
people love this movie. You haven't seen West Side Story, have you?
I never. I'm not in the mood to see it.
It's extraordinary.
Like
the
first
moment
one.
It starts, it just grabs you. And it's a director's movie. Oh God, I'm gonna have some fun. Let's give it to Spielberg.
Oh, boy, that is interesting. If he pulls that off, that'll be something else. Yeah, it's a very old photo of Spielberg. I know I did it on purpose. That's the way we like to remember him, doing the Close Encounters and Jaws and all the good ones that we remember. Boy, I am. I don't think Spielberg gets, like you said, that would be fun. I don't think Paul Thomas Anderson gets. I think they would give it to Jane, but I don't want her to win. So yes, this is more of a head pick. I think they could give it to Kenneth Branagh. I'm going to go with him because they love that, their own, as they call it. Mike, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Ryusuke Hamaguchi.
Oh, that's a good pick. I like that one. I could see that coming out of nowhere.
Yeah. Bong Joon-ho did win Best Director.
What'd you say?
Bong Joon-ho did win Best Director.
Oh, he did. Yeah.
So who won the DGA? It was Jane Campion, right?
I believe so. Yeah, I think.
Isn't that always the arbiter? I don't know.
I don't know either. What's the audience saying, Mike?
It's hard to say. They're kind of all over the place again.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. That's the way we like it.
I think they're saying Jane Campion.
I'm gonna.
Yeah,
I think Jane Campion is gonna win, but I want to just stick with Spielberg.
It's the correct pick. And finally, out of 10, the best pictures: Belfast, Coda, The Power of the Dog, King Richard, Dune, West Side Story, Licorice Pizza, Drive My Car, Nightmare Alley, and Don't Look Up. Obviously, the big one is The Power of the Dog. Also, it could be Coda, which won some awards as well. However, we could see Drive My Car pulling an upset. I don't think Nightmare Alley has a chance. I don't think Don't Look Up has a chance. I don't think Licorice Pizza has a chance. Maybe, no, Dune couldn't win. But Belfast could pull up an upset. Scotty, what are your thoughts on Best Picture 2021?
Oh, I think this is the upset of the night, and Coda wins over Power of the Dog just because it's a feel-good movie.
It is a feel-good movie. Isn't it terrific? I really like it, too.
No, I didn't like it. But it's a feel-good movie.
I liked it. Sorry. Mike?
I'm going to just go with Drive My Car.
I like that pick. I like it a lot. Damn. I'm going to go with Coda. I know it's the only one I've seen. Well, I saw Don't Look Up and Nightmare Alley, right? But
Dave,
yeah.
What did you think of the teacher in Coda?
I liked his performance, but I thought it was stupid. Everything about him was stupid. The whole movie is stupid, and I liked it anyway. None of it makes sense. He keeps forgiving her, then he shows up out of nowhere. It's weird, But I liked him. I liked the actor, whoever it was.
He yelled every line.
Yeah, it was overdone, but I still liked him. I thought he was attractive, and I was very
worst performances I've ever seen.
I was very jealous of his thinness.
But
yes, it was not the best acting performance I've ever seen. I just enjoyed it. And sometimes, as I've talked about on my podcast many times, I like performances sometimes where you can see people acting if they're just having fun. And that's why I used to like Christopher Reeve. This guy was a horrible actor. You could see him acting all day long, and yet I still enjoyed his performances. And that is the way I think about the teacher in Coda.
Whatever happened to him?
Christopher Reeve?
Yeah,
it didn't work out.
Oh.
That guy was the best. You were picked right my car. What is the audience picking, Mike? I can't tell.
Looks like King Richard.
What is it?
King
Richard.
Oh, really?
It's a wonderful movie too.
That's interesting.
Everyone's picking all of them, but
and then
the most.
For Scotty, thank you for joining us today. I did you a little tribute there. I mean,
man,
he is handsome. There's no doubt about it.
You have to give him the Oscar.
He is gorgeous.
It's not just that he's handsome; he's an incredible actor.
He is a great actor, and he will win someday.
Yes,
he will win. Yeah, and Judy, there were 10 movies. They made that about, I don't know. What do you think? It's got about 10 years ago. They started making 10 movies instead of 5 longer than that.
Years ago, maybe
just a couple of years ago.
Yeah, just a couple of years.
It's annoying.
It's terrible. It's stupid.
Liz, Mike, you better put that up. Scotty's going to have words.
What? What happened?
Maybe I shouldn't tell you. That's what she says about Timothée Chalamet.
I mean, stuff like that doesn't bother me. When
it doesn't.
Just no. She's embarrassing.
Well, Liza's not very talented either.
Right, Liza Minnelli's not talented. Okay.
I just wanted to see if it was going to bother you. You're like, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me, and then we leave, and then you're like, that motherfucker.
No,
you can't take anybody talking ill about Liza. How dare you?
Well,
you're like, I just go with the flow when somebody doesn't like Liza.
No, I don't understand.
I try.
Like, why? How could anyone ever say something like that? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense to you. A lot of people,
but I'm right.
Care for her antics. I guess maybe they don't care for the stuff she does off screen. Maybe they don't care for what was that one she did with Burt Reynolds?
Rent-A-Cop.
Rent-A-Cop. Maybe they don't care for those kind of movies. Now, I don't know what person wouldn't care about Rent-A-Cop, but I was just watching
Liza Minnelli in Cabaret is one of the great, probably the greatest performance of all time. It's like, so someone can say something in a chat room. It doesn't make any sense. Timothée Chalamet in Call Me by Your Name is one of the greatest performances of all time. This is not. It's not things I'm making up. These are just facts.
Well, I thought Timothée Chalamet was actually really good in the Woody Allen movie that he now denounces, which is a horrible movie. Rainy Day in New York.
He doesn't denounce the movie.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Just sort of stepped around it a little. It's a terrible movie, Dave, and you know.
No, it's a terrible movie. Those last two have been terrible. Woody Allen, I'm talking about. Because did you see Rifkin's Festival as well?
Oh my God,
that was awful. I mean, God,
what? What is
absolutely
he doing?
Awful. Well, he's, it's clearly directed by an 80-year-old man. It's very, as my friend Lauren says, lazily directed movies.
But how long ago was Blue
Jasmine? I think around about 10 years ago, probably 2012. So that was his last really great movie.
Yeah.
I just saw Cafe Society the other day, which might have come out either before or after, and I didn't like that much either, but it wasn't
Which
horror.
One's that, Dave?
That's the one with Kristen Stewart, who's so beautiful. I mean, I can really watch her in any movie. This is why I watch all the Twilight movies. In fact, Twilight 4, the one that's like part 1 when they bring up part 2, nothing happens in that movie. It's a horrible movie, but I love it because Kristen Stewart is just dressed because she's trying to have sex with her husband, the beautiful one that she was mean to, Robert Pattinson. And so I just like that movie because she's trying to be sexy the entire time. And I'm like, yeah, this movie works for me. But I have no problem if she wins.
Did you?
I'd like to see that movie.
Did you hear her Howard interview? It was within the past year. Yeah, you would have loved it. I know you.
Yeah. She was terrific. She sounded like a normal person. You know what you like. I think she is kind of a normal person. Maybe she just likes all the people she does movies with, but that happens to a lot of people, not just women, lots of boys, and they just They fall in love. I mean, Julia Roberts said I think she did that with every movie she was in, except for the one with Nick Nolte, which she legendarily had a problem with, which is so funny. Like it's living legend. What's it called? I Love Trouble. And they legendarily didn't get along because she falls in love with her actors, her opposite actors, right?
Mm.
So it's just so funny that it would like that's when you know somebody is a little insane. Dave, did you see that Christmas movie she was in, Marcy? The one where she plays a lesbian with her girlfriend. No, I didn't see that one. I probably need to see that one. Obviously, she really is pretty, and that's how I watch movies. I've been doing it for years, so why should it today be any different? This is why I watch sitcoms. If somebody, that's how I started watching The Big Bang Theory. I'm like, oh, this TV show makes sense to me. It's about a bunch of nerds who are in love with a pretty girl who lives next door. Works for me on every level.
Wait, I thought you were in love with Jim Parsons. That's what you told me.
I am not. In fact, I was, I was a little disappointed when I found out he was gay. I know that sounds horrible, but it's just, it's just like because now when he, even though it's awkward when he's kissing Mayim Bialik, which is not fun to watch, then when you know somebody's gay and they're kissing a girl, like you're like, oh, he hate, like, you can't watch the Brady Bunch anymore because they're like, oh, he hates this. It's like that's all I'm thinking about. But that wasn't the problem in Call Me by Your Name, right, Scotty?
I mean, he's just, it's such
I did see Adventureland Anonymous. I did see, oh yeah, and right, I saw the Runaways film. It's the Kristen Stewart was really good. I guess I've seen a lot of her movies. I guess I don't know whether I do it on purpose or whether they just happen to be on. But I didn't see that Snow White one, and I think they even made a sequel of that one. It was so popular.
Yeah, there's two of them.
What was it called?
There's Snow White and the Huntsman.
Oh, right. There was a second one, right? Well, I guess that's our show for today. Scotty, thank you so much for joining us today. Of course, every year you are the man.
Dave. Nice to always be with you and to do this show with you.
Let me ask you a question. I haven't seen you in a long time mostly because of COVID. We usually see each other at least once or sometimes twice a year. Didn't we see each other this summer with the reporter from CNN?
The reporter, Miguel, who's right now in Bucharest. Have you been watching?
No, is he?
Yeah.
He's reporting for ABC? Miguel Marquez?
Romania. CNN.
Oh, he's on CNN.
Yeah, he's been in Bucharest for at least a week and a half, 2 weeks now.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah, so Scotty and I are very close with this guy, Miguel Marquez, who's the reporter, I don't want to say beat reporter, but like the foreign correspondent for he's there.
He hasn't been overseas in years. He had been
That's what I thought.
Domestic for quite some time, doing storms and stuff. When I saw him in Bucharest, I just find out where he is when I turn on the TV. I was a little surprised because I hadn't seen him overseas.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. So yeah, it is. It's I got to tell you, it is very exciting to see him do his thing, and that we know him personally, and he is such a wonderful guy. He's very handsome, and his partner is very nice. I think I just met him for the first time, and I had such a fun night that night. It was in the summer on a beautiful night, and he made us dinner, and it was delicious, and it was so fun to see you because like I said, we only see each other twice a year, and it was COVID. Wasn't that was a terrific night?
That was end of August. I'm just hoping that they keep him in Bucharest and they don't send him off to Ukraine. That's all.
Yeah, no, exactly. I don't want to see that, but it is exciting. This guy, he's the real deal, and it's fun. He's a real reporter, and it's fun being with him, and and being friendly with him. But that was a fun night. I just think about that night all the time because they have a very beautiful backyard, and the weather was just picture perfect. Right? It was a beautiful, what was it, in August or September?
End of August,
but a perfect night, no humidity, and then they decorated so nice, a great apartment.
You know what's weird? Night. I had just driven home from Maine that day in order to see everyone. And a couple of years before, I drove home from Maine because you were doing a show, I guess at the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
So I met up with Alan and Lee. So it's like, every time I have like a 10-hour drive, I see you.
That's the right way to be. Well, you should come again. I'm at the Comedy Cellar on March 30th, Thursday, March 30th in Marina. And then at a different comedy club, that's why you have to say it on April 14th. And if you check my website, you can see what's going on there. Anyway, Scotty, thank you so much. Definitely follow Liza Outlives on Twitter and follow Scotty, his regular account on Instagram, right?
At Scott Gorenstein on Twitter. That's
at
it.
Scott Gorenstein. He is in the know. Scotty, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Dave.
Scott Gorenstein, everybody. As we conclude today's show, I just want to really thank everybody for being in the chat room. It was so much fun. I mean, it really was fun with everybody making picks and stuff. I really do enjoy doing that with everybody, and it makes putting the time and putting all that together. As you can see, I do put a lot of work into it. That much more worth it when I see everybody is enjoying the show and making the fun picks, even though we don't care for basketball that much. We finish it off. There's only 4 picks to make left, so we'll be okay. But I like doing that with everybody. Anyway, Mike, where are you going to be this week? Somewhere in Texas, right?
Yes, I'll be at Laugh Out Loud in San Antonio with Giannis Papas Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Nice. Mike Suarez, me, Dave Juskow, and Scott Gorenstein. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you next Tuesday at 6 p.m. here on the Comedy Cellar Nightly Show. Good night, everybody.